afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Dublin. I can't believe we're quite saying it ahead of what will be, I feel, one of the biggest moments in the history of Irish boxing. This Saturday, Katie Taylor, the undisputed lightweight world champion, will challenge Chantelle, the undisputed super lightweight world champion, to try and become a two-time, two-division world champion. The homecoming of one of Ireland's greatest ever athletes. The atmosphere at the Three Arena is going to be incredible. If you're lucky enough to have a ticket, congratulations. If not, you can watch the event live on DAZN around the world, part of a huge, huge schedule for fight fans. Before we go into the main event press conference, we have an unbelievable undercard. So many opportunities for young fighters, so many opportunities for legends of the sport, world championship fights as well. And of course, as we return to Dublin, a chance for some of Ireland's emerging talents to take their stand in the world of boxing and try and bring headline events to this city and country as well. We're going to start with a young man, Paddy Donovan, who Andy Lee has told me about for years and years and years. Has it all. Has the potential to headline his own shows in Ireland, and a tremendous fight against Sam O'Mason, who we saw challenge Dalton Smith for the British title not long ago in Sheffield. Sam, I'll start with you. Welcome. Fairly short notice for this fight. You were ready to fight as well. A great opportunity, and straight back in a big fight.
Yeah, straight back in. I was in camp anyway for a fight that should have been in 2 weeks in Scotland. He pulled out, and then the same day we had this 3 days ago. I'm ready. So yeah, why not?
Obviously, coming off the back of headlining that fight, Sheffield Arena. Great experience for you, and there was a big night as well. Plenty of experience now in your career fighting another great prospect in Paddy Donovan.
Yeah, definitely. You know me, I'm always up for a good fight. The one with Dalton, weight was an issue, and it just is what it is. It's boxing. This one, it's been a lot better, and I'm excited for it. I always love a good 50-50 fight, whether depending on how people see it. But I'm just looking forward to getting in there, putting on a great performance. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Paddy, I guess quite a lot of pressure on you on Saturday, the way you've been talked up by Andy Lee and members of the Irish media and Irish fight community as well. Didn't see any pressure from you yesterday. The only person that decided to do the public workout with their shirt off. I don't blame you, to be fair, looking like that. But this is a massive platform for you and a big moment for your career on Saturday.
Yeah, no, Eddie, pressure's for tires. This is where I belong, at the highest level. And I'm one of the best prospects in the world boxing. And when this show came to town, Eddie, I straight away got onto Andy Lee and I said, Andy, for my talent, this is where I want to be. This is where I get the chance to showcase my skill in front of the Irish fans. So yeah, I was scheduled to fight somebody else, but fair play to Sam O'Mason, stepped in late notice. But yeah, he's going to get his ass whipped come Saturday night.
Obviously, we saw him fight Dalton Smith last time around, who is another fantastic prospect as well. And this is a real fight for you, the toughest of your career so far.
Yeah, so far on paper it seems to be the toughest fight. He brings a lot of experience. He's been in there with some good fighters, and he's been on some good matchroom undercard. So yeah, looking forward to the challenge. Looking forward to getting out there in front of the Irish fans and just do what I do. You know, when he's in there with me, he'll realise that I'm the best opposition he's ever fought, and I just can't wait to get in there now and just do a number on him, I guess.
And finally, as a young Irish fighter, obviously prospects coming through, great amateur talent coming through from this country have been starved, of course, from fighting at home. A new dawn, a new era, hopefully many more to come, and it's going to really change the way Irish boxers progress in the pro ranks.
Yeah, Gary Cully touched on it in the last press conference about Ireland being starved of big boxing events. It's been 10 or 15 years ago since we had a big event in Ireland. So thank you, Eddie and Matchroom and Frank Smith and all the guys behind the team that came here to make this show happen in Ireland. And obviously thank Katie for bringing a homecoming to Ireland, giving us young fighters an opportunity to showcase our skill. And yeah, hopefully we can build a good team. You have Thomas McCarthy, Gary Cully, Thomas Carty, Keevan, some very good fighters. So yeah, there's a great stable of Irish fighters coming through, and this is where you want to be, on the biggest platform in the world. And thank you, Eddie, again for giving us the opportunity to showcase that Saturday night.
Well, thank you, Paddy. 3 female fights on the card. Of course, the undisputed World Championship at the top of the bill. A tremendous fight between the WBA World Champion Terry Harper and the former undisputed champion Cecilia Brackhouse as well. but also a very important fight for one of our top young female prospects and one of Ireland's talents as well in Kate Radomska. Kate, welcome. A big fight for you, huge opportunity to fight in Ireland as well on Saturday night and ready to go.
Yeah, as soon as Katie's homecoming show was announced, it was my big dream, to be honest. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm under no illusion I'm an underdog here, but I'm here to win. I am here to win.
Obviously, for you, fighting at home, but a good young talent, fairly inexperienced in the pro ranks, Maisie, but a good talent as well, and going to be a tough night for both of you.
Yeah, Maisie's a class fighter, and I don't expect anything less than tough, competitive fights. But these are the kind of fights I always wanted, so here I am.
Maisie, always difficult for a young prospect to come to Ireland on a show of this magnitude and fight an Irish fighter with support, but you just wanted this straight away. As soon as this was mentioned on social media, you were on the case with Kevin and Tony and the team, and a massive fight for you. Previously on Katie Taylor's card as well, now part of her homecoming in Ireland.
Yeah, I'm over the moon to be on such a big card, to box an Irish girl on an Irish card under a Kate Taylor card again. It's massive, but I don't do no ducking and diving. I ain't here to pick and choose. I want to fight. Kate called me out. She wanted to fight me, and I'll fight her. It's as simple as that. So we see what you're saying on Saturday night, shan't we?
4 rounds to 6 rounds, something that you wanted quite badly after the first 2 fights. Really going to suit you. We know you've got an all-action style, a great engine as well. But 6 rounds, and as those rounds go up, you feel it's going to suit you more and more.
Yeah, 100%. 4 rounds is so short. It's like 8 minutes of work. I train for 6 rounds. I train with Kev and Tony down the gym all the time. Kev, he can be a bit of a sausage sometimes, you know what I mean? But he pushes me, he trains me to be the best me that I can be, and I know that these 6 rounders, these 8 rounders that I'm going to go into, and yeah, that's what I'm going to take over, 100%.
Well, we look forward to a great fight between Maisie Rose Courtney and Kate Radomska on Saturday night. Everybody loves a heavyweight ding dong. I love this one, and you know, although Paddy Donovan called him Thomas McCarthy, which I quite like, Tom, to be honest with you. I think, you know, we know this is a big opportunity for him. Ireland's really been starved of heavyweights in the past, and now an undefeated young heavyweight who has a chance to make a name for himself on Saturday night. But his opponent, Jay McFarlane, who is one of the great characters, but also someone that's got himself in great shape. Anyone that turns up with Dr. Martens on and a skirt for a heavyweight title fight is, you know, ready to go. But Jay, here we go. Saturday night, you promised us you'd be in shape, you look in shape, you've had a real camp as well, and ready to fight.
Here we go, mate, that's it. Here we go again. I'm on the road again. On the road to paradise. That's what it is, mate. No, I'm so happy to be in Dublin. It's a city I love. The people are amazing every time I come here. It's hard to go back. The reception I got yesterday as well. I'm so excited. I can't thank enough for the opportunity, Edward. I mean, it means a lot me being here. I can't wait to be on this card. Such a massive opportunity. You know, I've been on big stages before, but there's something special about this night here. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
You see, with heavyweight fighters, when they get thrown into fights, sometimes they're ill prepared, sometimes they're fighting above their level. But experience is everything, particularly in those weight classes as well. You've been through so much fighting at cruiserweight, fighting at heavyweight as well, short notice fights. You know, I know you had the fight where you went the distance in Scotland as well, but it was a good fight where you were both exhausted, but you hung in there. And now you've got yourself in great shape for this fight. This is a massive opportunity for your career. You win on Saturday night, it really opens the doors for some huge fights domestically.
No, 100%, mate. The sky is the limit here, you know. And I finally believe that I deserve to be here, and that's why I'm taking it seriously. I'm not here to fuck around anymore. I'm not here to be the rock star that I was and out drinking before fights. It's not me. I've cleared the mind, you know. I've cleared my whole mindset. My whole ethos has changed on how I live my life. You know, the mind's a far better warrior than the sword, and it's took me 7 years as a professional athlete to realise that. But I'm here to do it. But as you said, domestic fights. There's big fights that could be made after this. I'll have a 2-fight deal once I beat Thomas anyway. But it doesn't really matter where I'm fighting. You know, I could be fighting here. We can fight there. There's a phone box outside. I can go down to Fingers and down to the back garden if you want, but
You wouldn't like it out of fingers, buddy. I can guarantee you that much.
Oh,
Definitely, you know.
you throw me in with the rules, I commit to the pack, mate. That's not if anywhere, all I need is a place to hang my hat. But aye, guys, thank you for everybody taking the time to do the interviews with me and stuff. Thank you, Eddie, for the opportunity. My manager, Sam Kynock. My trainers, Jerry Higgins and Steve McCramer. And yup, Gary up. Andy O'Neill's there. But I am so excited to be here. I am elated. I cannot wait. Up the hoops. Let's go.
Thomas, we talked about this for a long time. You know, kept saying about when you return home. Remember saying how close you live to Croke Park, and you're in the 3 Arena on Saturday night. Just like the same with Paddy, just like the same with Gary. Must be an incredible moment for a young Irish fighter, unbeaten as well, like those two, to finally fight in Dublin on Saturday. And what will be the toughest fight of your career so far?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm 5 fights in now, and it's about time I have a decent step up. And Jay's going to give me that test. First of all, I'd like to say, Tommy Tanuga Moore, Led Hearn, McKay, Chris Abukins and 3 Arena for all the Galgors out there. And yeah, I'm delighted to be here. I'm blessed to be here on this card. I've called out for ever since this was spoken about a homecoming for Katie. I've been calling out to be on the card, and we're finally here now, a couple of days out.
I know you've, again, same as Paddy, had to fight on the road, and that's difficult for an Irish fighter to do, but obviously as a heavyweight there's always going to be interest as well. But hopefully building these big cards now, an impressive performance will build to bigger shows here in Dublin and Ireland moving forward. Is that what you're after? You want to make a statement on Saturday night?
Absolutely. You know, I turned pro 2 years ago this week actually, and I haven't been out of the gym since. It's all been building towards this, and Saturday night you're going to see the best Thomas Carty so far.
Well, look forward to a great fight between Thomas Carty and Jay McFarlane on Saturday night. We go on to the main card. Again, so much talent here, and one particularly in Kevin Ajako, who back from injury and ready to explode on the world scene, was running so well, was going so well, was ranked in the governing bodies, ready to make that charge, came back with a hand operation at the end of last year, but gets the opportunity now to fight in Dublin on Saturday night as he looks to climb back up the world rankings and land huge fights in 2023. His opponent in Grant Dennis looks the part. We love that you're here to fight. We wanted a real fight for Kevin to come back to, and you're ready to go on Saturday night on this huge show.
As simple as that. I know Kevin well, he knows me well, we've shared rounds, but I'm here to mess up your party, and that's how I'm rolling, man. This is my show. That's how I see it, and that's how I got to look at this opponent, like and this opportunity. Take it with both hands, and I'm ready to go.
Obviously, you know how talented Kevin is. You've shared rounds as well, but also know that this is probably a better time to fight him now, perhaps, than it was maybe 6 months ago when he had all that momentum coming back from injury. He needs to impress as well, but sharing those rounds of sparring, you like your chances in this fight?
I like my chances, no matter what, you know what I'm saying, whoever it's against. I like my chances. He knows I'm talented as well. So it's just, it's going to be fireworks, man. Our stars will gel, they would be sick. So yeah, man, I'm ready for Saturday.
When you have fighters like yourselves who have been in big fights but not quite reached their levels that you want to, but are always one win away from turning a career around, turning the money around, all those kind of things. This is it for you, right? This is the opportunity that changes all that. You win this fight, you enter the world rankings, and everything changes. Massive paydays ahead.
I sunk my teeth into training hard. I've got 5 kids, man. I've got a lot of bills. So this means everything to me. Do you know what I'm saying? And then this opportunity, this event, look at it. It's crazy. I'm up here on the main table, and it's a big thing for me.
Well, good luck to you on Saturday. Kevin, obviously a real fighter. This is what you wanted. You know, you wanted someone that meant something to, someone that's going to come to try and win on Saturday night. And coming back, I know you're so happy to be back, but there is pressure as well. Pressure to perform in front of your Irish fans as well. Pressure to make a statement and get back on track.
Like Paddy Donovan said, pressure retires. There's no pressure on me. There's only pressure that I put on myself. It's amazing to be back in home soil fighting in Dublin, where I won many national titles. But yeah, listen, I've been out of the ring 10 months. You said there that might be the best time to get me. This is probably the worst time to get me. I'm starving for success. I'm starving to make a few quid again and be back in the ring. 7 months ago when I left the gym with Deck and Joe after pulling out of my last fight, I went the next day straight in the gym, training with one hand, and I've not left the gym since. I mean, put a bit of weight on, but other than that, I've been staying active. And listen, it's great to be back, but Saturday night you're going to see a new beast. I've got a new team with Joe and Deck. I've been training, I've been working hard. My hand's fixed. My last 2 fights I fought with a snapped ligament and fracture, and I made it easy work. Do you know what I mean? So imagine me with 2 hands. But yeah, listen, I don't want an easy opponent for this. I respect Grant Dennis. I've shared around sparring with him. He knows what happens in them spars. Take your glasses off. Show me that right eye. The one that the one that I fractured. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, it's sparring, mate. Did you even wobble me from it though?
I didn't know.
No,
Did I fracture your eye?
And I spoke to you after about it. I was like, look what happened. I blew my nose and it come out a little bit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what happened in them spars, and
yeah,
whenever I signed with Matchroom,
the spars were 50-50 spars, and you know it.
We'll see Saturday night. We'll see Saturday night. But when
100% we will see Saturday night, bro. You know I'm coming for it, bro. You know me.
I know.
You know me personally, and you know I'm gonna come for it hard. So you know that.
I want to.
You know
I'm prepared for the best, Grant Dennis.
You're absolutely gonna get the best, Grant Dennis.
I signed with Matchroom in November of 21. I fought in December. I got a phone call off Grant Dennis saying, "Did Matchroom offer you to fight me?" I said, "I've not heard anything." He says, "I've just got a phone call." I said, "Are you taking the fight?" And he said, "No." This is his last opportunity, and he knows what's going to happen Saturday.
Bro, I age backwards, and you know that, bro.
Okay.
You know that.
Listen, I'm prepared for.
I'm Benjamin Button out here, bro. You are crazy. Trust me. You know it. I'm Jamaican, bro. We age backwards, bro. You know that.
Listen, I know black don't crack.
You know exactly, bro.
I know.
Exactly.
But listen, it's going to be an entertaining fight Saturday night, and whenever I come out to my song, the ring walk, my fans cheer me on, and do you know what I mean? He's going to know he's in a real fight. He knows it anyway, and I know I'm in a fight. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a great fight. Our styles are gel, but I'm back to make a statement. I'm here to steal the show. I feel like I've become the forgotten fighter of the 154, 160 because I've been out of the ring for 10 months. But listen, I'm back, and like I said, I've been working with Joe and Deck very hard, and it's going to be a big night for me.
But normally I would phone you and say good luck, son. So I'm still going to say good luck to you, bro. Yeah?
Let's see you Saturday.
Yeah.
Kevin, just finally, we saw you yesterday at the workout. You know, we were joking outside about fighters who turn up and just go through the motions at workout. You were nearly taking Deck's elbows and shoulders off their sockets. Is that the pent-up frustration? You're going in there with bad intentions on Saturday to make a statement?
Well, Dex had to tell me, I didn't train yesterday. He's like, "You're not training, sit down, stop me." I've got so much frustration, good frustration, buzzing to be back, but I've got so much anger and frustration that I can't wait. I've never spent 10 months out of the ring. When I got stabbed, I was only out for 4 or 5 months. I was straight back in the ring. Do you know what I mean? So it's been a very, very long time, and I just can't wait to get back in there Saturday night, especially on a show like this. It's an honour to be a part of Katie Taylor's card again. It's unreal to be in Dublin. So yeah, I've got frustration. Like you said, you see me looking good yesterday at the public workout, and I'm coming with bad intentions.
Well done you two. I enjoyed that. Looking forward to the opener on the main card tomorrow. Jarko against Dennis, a great fight over 10 rounds, as is this fight. A tremendous fight, a tremendous story as well. The IBO World Super Lightweight Championship, a Super Welterweight Championship as well. I hope you boys not going to make 10 stone 7 tomorrow, but this is a tremendous, tremendous fight. JJ Metcalf, who us at Matchroom are very, very fond of, because he got thrown in the deep end in a fight of the year against Ted Cheeseman in Gibraltar, came back, had another fight of the year against Kieran Conway in a fight that some people thought that he might have edged, came back and fought in Spain and came away with a huge victory against Le Haraja in his hometown of Bilbao, then fought in Leeds, got the win, and now has an opportunity to put himself in a huge position to go and challenge the big names at 154 pounds. But his opponent, the champion, Dennis Hogan, coming off victory against Sam Eggington, and an unbelievable story, of course, the Irish Dennis Hogan as well. The first time in his professional career that he has fought in Ireland as well. He's had an unbelievable career, and you will see a firefight between these two on Saturday night. JJ, I'll start with you. Just probably bored now talking about the turnaround in your career, but it has been an incredible rise coming off the back of those 2 defeats. Huge win for you in Bilbao, big win last time out. This fight's a little bit special.
It is. It's amazing to be on this stage, and the world titles, just something I've dreamed of since I was probably 11 years of age, my first amateur fight. So to get that opportunity, I'm over the moon.
Obviously fighting an Irishman, but yourself, Kid Shamrock, your old man Shane Neary as well, like huge Irish roots as well, and a very special occasion. I know when this fight was announced, you and your team were on straight away saying it would be a dream to fight in Ireland.
Yeah, it's been a dream all my life really. You know, my dad boxed here a couple of times. All my family are from here, so I've got a huge support coming. Loads travelling over as well, so you know I'm going to be right up for it on the night.
And the same that we see every time from you, the pressure in this fight, going to break this guy down. We know he's experienced, we know he's tough as well, but a lot of people talking about a great fight that we should witness on Saturday.
You know, we've got a game plan. I'm going to stick to the game plan. You know, it's going to be educated, but a fight that I'm going to win.
Dennis, welcome. You know, talking to you outside as well, the first time you've ever boxed in Ireland as a professional, quite unbelievable. And to come back now with your position and the fights you've had around the world, special moment for you and your team and your family on Saturday night.
Yeah, look, it's been a long journey since October 2010. I had my last fight here, and I've gone off out to the world. And my dream was always to grab a title and come back and defend it, and now that gets to happen. You know, there's been a lot of sacrifice and everything like all boxers make, but I believe this will be extra special now for my family, my friends, my team from Australia over here with me. You know, just for me to go out and just deliver the best performance I possibly can. This feels nearly as much for everyone else as it is for me.
You've had some huge fights all around the world as well, and been on a great run, great victory last time against Sam Eggington as well. A lot of people talking about this fight, should explode quite quickly as well. Good clash of styles. Expect a tough one on Saturday night.
Yeah, I sure do. Like I know Metcalf. Like he's in a position that I was in before, hungry to get my hands on a strap, and so I know where he's at, and I knew that coming into the camp, and I've put my head down and I've put in, you know, a monumental form just to be ready for that. And I treated myself as a challenger for this in terms of how I've trained and what I've done, and much respect to Metcalf and his team to come in there and do this and take this opportunity. But you know, for me, that belt has to come home with me. But I'm back to my daughters.
Well, thank you, Dennis Hogan, JJ Metcalf. Tremendous fight for the IBO Super Welterweight Championship of the World. A fight that could headline its own card, and so is this one. A tremendous female fight for the WBA 154-pound world title. Terry Harper, who we saw win world championships at super featherweight, up now at 154 pounds after a great win against Hannah Rankin, but this time taking on Cecilia Brackhouse, the First Lady, one of the trailblazers of women's boxing, the former undisputed welterweight champion of the world. Cecilia, welcome. Great to have you back after those two fights with Jessica McCaskill as well. Now up at 154 pounds, a chance to win another world title on a huge show in Dublin. You look ready to go.
Absolutely. I'm shaking off those two fights and a pretty rough time under the epidemic. And I'm very excited to fight against Terry Harper on Saturday. She's a big champion, she's extremely professional, and she is also extremely skilled in the sweet science of boxing. And that's what I really enjoy. I enjoy going into fight knowing that I'm going to be boxing and not brawling for 10 rounds. Of course I can brawl too, but I think you're going to see some world-class boxing on Saturday, so I'm really looking forward to that.
How difficult was those defeats to McCaskill? You know, you've been on the winning side for so long. Now you look to really have the hunger back, and you come back now as challenger. Does that make a difference to the mindset? You have a chance to become world champion again on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely. It's a new situation for me. Like I said, the two fights against Jessica under the epidemic, I shouldn't have been there, but that's, you know, water under the bridge. I'm back, I feel great. Training with Jonathan Banks again, which suits my style a little bit more. And I'm happy, and I'm back into falling in love with boxing. And I'm so excited that my first big fight is going to be against such a skilled boxer as Terry Harper.
A lot of people talk, of course, Terry Harper moved from 130 pounds wanted to move up to 135 pounds. The opportunity come to fight for a world title at 154, but you are a career 147 and above as well. A lot of people feel like you have a size advantage in this fight. Is that something that you believe will play a part?
No, not really. Terry Harper's actually been super welter longer than I have.
And finally as well, the moment obviously for Katie Taylor. You've been here for a long time. You've been pushing women's boxing just like she has. Must be nice to see obviously yourself being part of a huge fight, but as well the attention, the focus on women's boxing just seems to be improving every year.
You know, I had my own homecoming. Professional boxing was banned in Norway since 1981. We fought 7 years to get rid of that ban, and when we finally got rid of it, you know, I headlined in the show. We sold out 10,000 tickets, and so I know what's driving Katie Taylor now. I know when I went out there in that arena that it wouldn't even matter who was in the ring with me. I would never lose. So I know what's driving Katie Taylor now, and I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for Chantelle. I'm a big fan of both, and I think she picked the hardest fight possible for this homecoming. So I'm definitely in awe of Katie Taylor and them both. So it's going to be so much fun on Saturday.
Thank you, Cecilia. Terry, welcome. It's been a long time coming, this one, hasn't it? I think you're supposed to fight, you talked about December, then it was February, and the wait has been worth it, not just for the fight itself, but the moment itself, the stage itself, and ready for the biggest fight of your career on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it can get frustrating at times, 5 days getting pushed back and stuff, but I see it now as I've had time to be in the gym and be working with Andrew and just extra preparation for this fight. I'm in with a great fighter on Saturday night, someone who's got all the experience under her belt, and I'm just excited to get to work and share the ring with such a great athlete.
Yeah, how does that feel, you know, growing up obviously watching Cecilia Brackhouse break down barriers and win world championships and become undisputed? Must feel quite surreal. I know you're there in your own right, you're a pound for pound top fighter as well, but fighting a real legend of the sport on Saturday.
Yeah, someone who I've looked up to for a while as well, and she's just done great things for not just female boxing but boxing. Obviously the boxing being banned in Norway and stuff like that, and I just, like I say, I've just got full respect for Cecilia and taking the fight and giving me the opportunity on Saturday night to put on a great show for everyone.
And just one question on the size and the weight, which always comes up as well. I mean, probably now thinking that you're going to weigh 24 pounds more than you weighed when you held the world title at 130. It's quite a scary thought. I'm not sure you could ever go back to those kind of numbers, but look strong, feel strong, and very happy in this weight class right now.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Usually these fight weeks I'm just looking forward to weighing in, but now I'm able to look forward to the fight and fully focus on the job that I've got to do and not just being weight focused.
Oh, thank you both. Tremendous fight. Terry Harper against Cecilia Brackhouse for the WBA Super Welterweight Championship of the World. And when we talk about great fighters and great talents and great potential, this man to my right is someone that I believe can go all the way in the 135-pound division and bring world championship fights back to Dublin and Ireland. And if you can turn up wearing the flat cap and the vest, you know you can really, really fight Gary Cully. Your opponent on Saturday night, Jose Felix, is someone that's going to come to win, someone that's extremely durable, Mexican warrior, someone that's going to give you guys great entertainment as well. And I'll start with you, Jose. You came up to me just outside and you apologised, and I asked you what you were apologising for, and you were apologising because you said you're going to beat Gary Cully on Saturday night.
Así es. Bueno, primero que nada, buenas tardes. Gracias por venir a toda la gente. Quiero pedir una disculpa aquí enfrente de todos para que estén presentes y escuchen, no nada más ser, capaz se le olvida. Le vengo a pedir una disculpa porque le voy a quitar un invicto y pues a eso vengo nada más, vengo a quitar el invicto y perdóname. Yo sé que es tu empresa, pero yo tengo mis cosas también y tengo mis cosas por qué luchar.
He said, he said, I'm looking unbelievable. It's a great fight. Welcome.
He says, first of all, I want to thank all of you, media, for coming today. And the reason that I came to Eddie, I wanted to apologize. I came to him and I said, Eddie, I would like to apologize to you. So Eddie says, well, why? How come? He says, because I'm going to take the all from Gary Cooley on Saturday.
Jose, we've seen so many great Mexican fighters come here. This guy has been walking through everybody. This guy has been knocking everybody out. Not you on Saturday. You're ready for war in Dublin.
Dice que todos, como que he visto todos los oponentes de él, habían puesto diferentes tipos de oponentes y han noqueado casi a todos. ¿Qué quiere decir el sábado, este sábado?
Sí, es un peleador que le tengo mucho respeto, gran boxeador, tiene las manos muy pesadas, se supone, en el récord lo dice, como los noquea a todos, pero nunca he peleado con alguien que tenga la mochila llena de trucos. Yo soy un boxeador mexicano, que soy un guerrero, ellos me conocen, ya me vieron en el 2021 con McKenna, su amigo de gimnasio, porque entrenan juntos todo. Yo creo que McKenna ya le dijo la fuerte pegada que tengo, lo tumbé, no pude terminarlo por cuestiones de que el referee no me dejaba acercarme, de volada no me lo acercaba y golpeaba más abajo, más arriba, no dejó hacer mi pelea, pero esta es mi oportunidad de venir y hacer mi travesura aquí en Irlanda, la segunda vez, y como le digo, ya me conocen, saben que soy un guerrero, y voy a dar desde el principio al fin tirando golpes hasta que logre el objetivo, que será quitarle el cero a Cooley.
Over to you, Paco.
Gary Cooley, a great fighter. We know he's rangy, great boxer, as you all know, heavy hand. We are aware of that. But I am a Mexican warrior. I'm going to be here. I'm pretty sure that he's the trainer of McKinnon already told him exactly how to find me, because I already fought his ring, the guy that trains with him. Do you train with McKinnon?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what he said. But you guys are gonna see a completely different Jose Felix on Saturday. I'm well prepared mentally, physically, and I'm a warrior, and either he knocks me out or I'm gonna knock him out.
Love to see it. Thank you, Jose. Gary, I'm excited. I mean, someone that we know is very tough, someone that we know that comes to fight, someone that we know is very durable as well. All the things you need in your development, but a real fight in your city on Saturday night, just a massive moment for you.
Yeah, first of all, it's mad, it's special to be here. I grew up 20 minutes from here in Nice. Any big gigs, big concerts, big fights back in the Bernardone days that I came to, they were all in the Tree Arena, they were all in Dublin, and I've dreamt of this moment ever since then. And to share a card with this young Irish talent coming through, myself, Thomas, Keevan shared youth teams coming through the amateur ranks together, Paddy a little bit behind us, a little bit younger, and a fellow Kildare man in Dennis as well. To be leading the charge, to be at the forefront of this new wave of Irish talent, and to bring Irish boxing back home. Obviously this is Katie's night, but I want this to be the first of many nights back in Dublin, and we're coming to bring big time boxing back to Dublin. We're the Fighting Irish, we're back in Ireland, and I'm excited to put on a show on Saturday night.
Obviously a lot of people high on your performances recently. You've had a great run under us as well, knocking people out on big shows. The development, the platform's been perfect so far. Expect a tough fight on Saturday. We know, I said yesterday about I expect this guy to give you rounds. You didn't really like that when I said it, but he is durable, he is tough, and I guess got not to be too over keen in this fight. I know you want to make a statement, but as well, tough opposition for you this time around.
Yeah, for sure. Jose Felix is no mug. Like you said, Mexican warrior. We're the Fighting Irish. I wanted somebody who was going to come to fight, who's going to excite the fans. I've got a fan-friendly style. He's got a fan-friendly style. 30 KO wins and 39 wins. So he's going to come to fight. He's like he said, he's a Mexican warrior, and I believe our two styles are going to gel well, and it's going to be a very, very entertaining fight.
And finally, you said a great story last night about yourself, obviously being from this city, chasing big dreams, but also your neighbour as well. A special ring walk for you on Saturday night that I'd like you just to tell about. That story you told last night, because I think it's influential for young kids chasing a dream that they can come true.
Yeah, shout out to Dan McCabe. We grew up in an estate called Sarto. I was number 81, he was 75, and we grew up together. We were in primary school together, secondary school together, and we had this dream growing up through the years of he was going to go and do his thing in the music industry, I was going to do my thing in boxing, and I'd come home to Dublin, I'd have a big fight and he'd sing me to the ring. So he's going to be doing a live ring walk on Saturday night, and it's going to be special for us both, for my friends, for my family, for everybody who grew up with us, for the community back in the estate as well. So it's a cool moment for us, and I'm just looking forward to taking it all in, soaking in the atmosphere and enjoying these fans on Saturday night.
Well, tremendous story. Dreams do come true. Lovely story, but make no mistake, this is a bad man that's ready to go and try and take the 135 division by storm. A young Irish fighter that you can really get behind, not just on Saturday night, but through his career, as we have so many young talent here in Dublin, in Ireland, that you can support as well. A fantastic undercard on what is a historic night on Saturday at the 3 Arena, live and exclusive on DAZN. We're going to pause now for head-to-heads with everyone up here, and then we'll be back shortly for the main event. Thank you. Well, thank you, Chris and Darren, and thank you everyone for your patience and a huge turnout here, media presence, as we approach, in my opinion, one of the biggest moments in the history of Irish boxing, one of the biggest moments in the history of Irish sport. On Saturday night, the 3 Arena, Katie Taylor challenges Chantelle for the undisputed super lightweight championship of the world. Katie Taylor, former Olympic champion, former 5-time world amateur champion, 6-time European champion, world champion, undisputed champion, 2-division world champion, will fight in Dublin for the first time as she looks to make history and become a 2-division undisputed world champion. Chantelle Cameron, the reigning 140-pound undisputed champion, will be looking for one of the greatest victories from an English-British fighter in the history of our sport as well, as she looks to create her own legacy as a great among women's and men's boxing worldwide. This is a tremendous fight. I think we should also pay homage to both fighters for accepting this challenge. It's so refreshing to see world champions, undisputed champions, willing to fight the very, very best. We don't see it enough in boxing. When was the last time you would get a reigning undisputed lightweight world champion that was scheduled to fight a reigning undisputed featherweight world champion, with that fighter pulling out, and within 24 hours, the undisputed super lightweight world champion was in the fight? This is exactly what boxing needs, and this fight will be epic on Saturday night in front of a sold-out 3 Arena, the biggest gate in the history of the 3 Arena on Saturday, live and exclusive on DAZN around the world. And when we talk about the platform, the schedule, a huge moment for DAZN, coming off the back of some incredible events. Ryan Garcia against Gervonta Davis, Canelo Alvarez against John Ryder, the return of Anthony Joshua, of course this weekend, KSI last weekend, going into Lee Wood against Maurizio Lara next weekend. And Alfie, welcome. Another huge moment for DAZN on Saturday night as the schedule just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks Eddie, and thanks everyone for coming out today and joining us in this beautiful location in the heart of Dublin. I just want to say on behalf of myself and everyone at DAZN how proud we are to be involved in such a historic event, and what a fight we have on Saturday. As Eddie said, 2 undisputed champions going head to head in Dublin. Katie going up in weight against Chantelle, a formidable opponent. Lots of saying Katie's toughest test to date, and I think that's fair, and we're in for a cracker on Saturday. Coming off the back, as Eddie said, you know, for us at DAZN, we've had an amazing few weeks. Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. The same night, Joe Cordina became a 2-time world champion. Then we went to Guadalajara with Canelo Alvarez, John Ryder. Here we are now with Taylor Cameron Wood versus Lara 2 next week. Then we go into another longer period of fights with you know, matchroom debutants, DAZN debutants, world champion Sonny Edwards, as well as Regis Prograis, then going into Clarissa Shields and Edgar Berlanga, all in June alone, just further reaffirming DAZN purely does have the best schedule in boxing. On that note, I just want to thank Matchroom, Eddie, Frank, and all the team for their continued support and putting on these fights. It takes a lot of work, and we're very grateful for them to allow us to continue to provide the most value to our customers as part of their subscription. So all that's left to say is to thanks to Katie, to Chantelle and their teams for making this fight happen. I for one can't wait. I wish them the best of luck. I'm sure they're going to put on an amazing show. Thank you to Ireland, thank you to Dublin. It's been too long since there's been an event of this calibre here. Everybody involved and watching should feel very proud. And yeah, all that's left to say is to tune in live on Saturday night exclusively worldwide on the Zone. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfie. And yeah, quite right. Tremendous fight. I think to see all this hardware up here, I can't remember a time, I think the first time in the history of the sport, two undisputed world champions have faced off against each other, but I cannot remember 10 belts up here for one fight. Of course, the Ring Magazine Championship, the really proof that you are the number one in your respective division, WBC, IBF, WBA and WBO as well. Belts do matter, legacy does matter, and this is a great example of that. Jamie, we'll start with you. The hard work's been done. You know, we were here in Dublin for the press conference many weeks ago. You're a great fighter, you love the sport through and through. What a night, what a fight we have on Saturday.
Certainly is. Don't think you need me to try and sell it to you, Eddie. It's a phenomenal fight. Two fighters probably at the peak of the game, willing and ready to fight each other, and basically at the drop of a hat. You know, like you said there wasn't that much negotiation what took place in them few days from the point where Katie put that message out on Instagram. Chantelle accepted it straight away, and that's how it should be. You know, I think a lot of other fighters across the world could take note from the way these two have dealt with the situation. And you know, I think talking about two undisputed reigning champions fighting each other, Chantelle's boxed a reigning undisputed champion 2 fights in the trot now. You know, one above and one below. So I don't think that's ever been done as well. So you know, the calibre of fighters they are willing to fight each other with such short negotiation is something to set her after.
Chantelle's talked about the training camp for this, that she's given everything for this training camp as well. Testament obviously to the opposition that she's facing. You both know the magnitude of this task. You both truly believe you win on Saturday, but giving everything in a training camp for this fight.
Of course, it's okay to say, as a fighter, I've been there myself, when you've got sort of obligations to fight or you need to keep yourself busy, you can say as much as you like, you know, I've put in 100% effort, but naturally you have an extra gear when you know you're up against it. And I've seen a difference in Chantelle this camp. She was sort of a couple of 2 or 3 weeks into a camp to box on the 1st of April anyway when this came about, so she was already sort of in training mode. And then all of a sudden, as soon as this fight came around, you seen her go up a gear, or maybe even 2. And you know, people say it all the time, this is the best training camp they've had. This truly is the best I've ever seen Chantelle. And if she's ever going to beat Katie Taylor and give herself the best opportunities, she's put herself in that situation.
People talk about this fight catching fire early on as well. Is that the plan? I mean, Chantelle also said that recently you've got a boxing more, but they want you to let her off the leash, or you're going to let her off the leash on Saturday night from the first bell, force the fight, force the pace. Going to be that kind of fight.
I think it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say that if I sent Chantelle Cameron out to try and outbox Katie Taylor, it'd be crazy tactics. You know, who in the right mind would try and go and outbox someone of Katie's calibre? It's you have to be a bit smarter than that, and you have to use your best attributes. And Chantelle's got some phenomenal attributes. It's easy saying it, and the hardest part is actually getting her into the positions to take advantage of her strengths against Katie. So that's going to be the battle early on. But I've no doubt in my mind she comes out victorious on Saturday.
And finally, you've been in some great fights yourself, great fights as a trainer as well. But on Saturday night, this historic event, the noise, the undisputed championships on the line, don't get much bigger than this.
It doesn't, and Styles, I said it when we had the press conference last time, this has the potential to be one of the greatest female fights ever. In fact, one of the best fights ever. You know, Katie Taylor's got such a big heart. You know, she's usually too good for the opposition, but when she's been put in positions where she's got to show her guts and determination, she's shown that. So I know what Chantelle's got. We all know what Katie Taylor's got, and that as a blend is going to be phenomenal.
Thanks, Jamie. Go to your opposing trainer, Ross. Business as usual for you. Could never get too much emotion out of you because it's just business and hard work, and same again in this camp as well. You know what you're up against, another tough fight. Katie's done it time and time again. Should be a cracker on Saturday night.
Yeah, no, Chantelle's obviously a tremendous fighter, undefeated versus undefeated, but you know, Katie's as motivated as ever. She's always wanted this fight. I know there's people that didn't think she wanted this fight, but she's wanted it all along, so she's firing on all cylinders and she's ready to go.
Obviously, normally you're in a training camp for a fight in England or the US. This time around, have you had to sort of rein her in a little bit? I know she always gives 110%, but the excitement to perform at home, the history, the noise, everything. I know she's super calm as always, but it's pretty special.
It's great to be here, it's special, and I think it's something that maybe we'll look at afterwards, but up until we get the win, it's just business as usual. It doesn't really matter where we are. It's great to be here, but I've been saying all along, I don't care if we fight in the desert with nobody there, we're coming to get the W.
Is that the sign of Katie Taylor as a competitor? That, you know, the question could be to you, would the atmosphere overawe her? Would it inspire her on Saturday night? But like you said, I mean, the noise is going to be epic on Saturday, and it's history in the making. But for Katie Taylor, you're always going to get everything.
The noise will be epic, but she's been there before. Going back to the 2012 Olympics, we fought Serrano at Madison Square Garden. We couldn't hear the bell ring on several of the rounds. So she's been there before, but when you're in there fighting, you don't hear the noise. You tune it all out, and you just worry about what's in front of you.
Finally, to you, you talk of Chantelle being off the leash. Is that what you expect? An aggressive Chantelle Cameron in there on Saturday night?
I'm sure she's going to be aggressive. She's big, she's strong, and she's busy. But she's sparred 15 rounds with fresh opponents coming in every few rounds. So if the plan is to wear her out, I think they're going to need to think again. She's seen everything, and she's proven it time and time again. And like I said, she's firing on all cylinders. So I'm sure we'll see the best Chantelle Cameron, but you're also going to see the best Katie Taylor.
What a moment for you. I think you felt this moment would never come. You know, when we had our conversations, we talked about this fight happening at the right time. When you'd, I guess, earned that spot, you've earned it, you've got everything. You know, you've already achieved an incredible dream and legacy yourself by becoming undisputed champion. But it doesn't get any bigger than this. The biggest fight in the sport, the biggest moment in the sport is right in front of you on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to be here. Obviously, it feels like it was yesterday in Abu Dhabi. Thinking, wow, I'm undisputed champion, it's not going to get bigger than this. I remember saying to Jamie the next day, saying, what's next? Like, what can I achieve now? I've become undisputed, that was my dream. And fighting Katie Taylor now, that's my bigger goal, that's what I always wanted. Never thought it would happen, but for me, this fight is bigger than becoming an undisputed world champion.
It seems like even when you started your career, there was talk when people started recognising you and you were winning championship fights on Channel 5 back then, that people were already talking about this fight as one for the future. It's obviously been in your mind for a long, long time. You've envisaged it, you've seen it, and now it finally happens on Saturday.
Yeah, I think anyone in this division or around about this division has always wanted to fight Katie Taylor because she's pound for pound best, and if you're in boxing, you wanna challenge the best as well, especially if you're a champion. It's you got to set yourself them sort of goals and try to achieve your own greatness. So I've always wanted this fight. Didn't think it would happen, but I'm here now.
One thing that I've been asked this week is, you know, how difficult were the negotiations. You know, you had your number, you didn't play a great game of poker because it was so obvious how badly you wanted this fight. Your team made sure they got a great deal for you, but the ring walk, the name on the poster, you know, all those draining things that we see time and time again in boxing, stuff that really frustrates fight fans, never on the agenda for you. And that seems to be the case, especially amongst female boxing, where you truly are chasing greatness. You have to be rewarded for that, and you have been, but at the same time, it means more than that. This moment, this opportunity, the legacy is everything.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've got so much respect for Katie Taylor as well. So when I seen that Amanda Serrano pulled out, I think Katie deserved the homecoming. What she's done for boxing, women's boxing, I wouldn't be sat where I am if it wasn't for Katie Taylor and Clarissa Shields. So the homecoming, I thought, yeah, just jump in and take Amanda's spot because I think Katie deserved this homecoming in Dublin. So it was a no-brainer for me.
We saw a great moment with you and Nigel Travis in the arena. You know, goosebumps just walking around an empty arena.
Yeah.
You know, have you thought about what that moment will be like when you ring walk? I mean, this is a lovely nation. They're great people. It could be hostile. I mean, they respect their boxing and sport as well. But that moment where you walk out, about to enter the ring to fight Katie Taylor, that moment to cement yourself as one of the true greats of all time.
Yeah, it would definitely be hostile, but there's going to be tunnel vision, focus on the job at hand, and everything else got above my head. I've got one job to do, and that's to win.
Finally, you said about being let off the leash. 10 2-minute rounds to give absolutely everything on Saturday night. You're ready to go through whatever it takes to win this fight.
What, 100%? Yeah.
Thank you, Chantelle. Katie, can't believe we're finally here. I mean, I don't want to tempt it, but we're only 2 days away now from a moment that feels like should have happened years ago. I guess it's even more special that it's never happened before. Calm as always, but pretty special. I mean, the workout yesterday, this is a moment we'll never forget.
Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. We're only 2 days away from making my homecoming fight. I think one of the things that I wanted to achieve when I first turned pro 6 years ago was to fight here at home. And this is a nation who love their sport, who love their boxing, and you know, for a very, very small nation, we're very good at it as well. So it's amazing to be bringing big time boxing back to this nation again where it belongs. And this isn't any normal fight. This is undisputed champion versus undisputed champion. This is a very, very special fight, one of the biggest fights of boxing, I believe.
You said yesterday something that really stuck with me. You said, we're bringing world championship boxing, we're bringing big time boxing back to Ireland. You know, a lot of this build up, not through you, but is about bringing Katie Taylor home. That's important to you, isn't it? That all these young Irish fighters get the opportunity, get the platform, and it feels like a real key moment for boxing here in Ireland.
Yeah, I think we're definitely turning a new leaf for Irish boxing. You know, hopefully this will be the first night of May nights here at home in Ireland. And even looking at the public workout today, just looking at so many young fighters there, young girls who are watching the public workout. They're looking up to myself and Chantelle and all these other fighters. It's absolutely fantastic. It's great to be in a position where you're actually influencing the next generation of fighters, and they're going to grow up with big dreams, big ambitions as well, which is absolutely amazing.
That must be a great feeling away from the fierce competitor that you are, to see those kids there yesterday. I see it in amateur clubs all over the country, young girls who have phenomenal talent as well, 11, 12-year-olds I watch sparring in the gym, you know, to have paved the way from you. And I know there's been, you know, people before you, but to really make that difference amongst all your achievements must feel like a tremendous legacy.
It really is. I think that's what legacy is all about, isn't it? You know, making a way for the next generation of fighters, and those generation of fighters are going to do even more than we've ever done. And that's what really legacy is all about, really. And when I was growing up, you know, as a 9 or 10-year-old, having these big dreams. You know, I didn't have the Olympics at the time, and we had so many obstacles, so many boundaries in the way. But here we are, making the path so much easier for the next generation of fighters, and it's amazing. You know, just a few hours ago, I met up again with Deirdre Gogarty, who was my hero growing up. She was the only female fighter I actually knew of at the time, and just the influence that she had on my career. It's amazing that I could be that for some young girl coming up in the sport as well.
When the Serrano fight fell through, I remember we all got on a call, which was fun for the autobiography later on, the contents of that. But you did something very strange for you. You went out there and you called the fight out on social media. It's the only time you've ever done it. Is that just what this moment, this homecoming meant for you? May the 20th was locked in. You didn't want to wait. That was the moment. This was the time to make it happen, and nothing was going to stand in your way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've seen the fight slipping away from me. This May 20th, the date was slipping away, and I don't use social media much, but when I do use, I guess it can make a big impact. And I know that Chantelle wanted this fight as well. It was a very, very easy fight to make. The minute the tweet went out, a few days later, the fight was actually made. Yeah, this two undisputed champions facing off together. This is absolutely huge for the sport, and it has all the makings of another epic fight.
Do you think, you know, I know you don't analyse your career too much, but the toughest, one of the toughest, I mean, when you look back to Serrano, of course, Bassoon as well, a lot of people saying Chantelle, you know, good size, good engine, punches hard. This may be a tougher fight than Amanda Serrano. Most people acknowledge that as well, but to come home in the homecoming, is it important to bring that kind of fight? You know, Ariel Hawani was saying yesterday, you could have boxed anyone, but to bring this fight, this moment was key to you, and that's the kind of nights you want.
Yeah, I think one thing that has marked my career over the years, I never picked the easy challenge. I want the biggest tests and the biggest challenges, and what's the point really? I have a chance to become a 2-weight undisputed champion Saturday evening in front of my own crowd. This is absolutely so special. I am expecting a tough fight, but I feel like I am ready for whatever comes my way Saturday evening.
Sold out crowd, huge support from the country. Of course, Conor McGregor as well, flying in as well. So much support from different people, and shout out, of course, to Proper 12 and Irish Stout and all these other brands that I know are backing you as well. But amazing support.
Yeah, it's amazing to get the support of Conor and Tidal and yourself, Eddie, the whole Matchroom crew and the whole nation, obviously. I don't think there's an athlete more supported than me and my whole nation. It's so special. And I think ever since my amateur days, people have backed me from this country, and we have a chance to bring big time boxing back to Ireland where it belongs, and I'm very excited about it.
Finally, we talked about Chantelle being off the leash. We know you have instructions. We know sometimes that goes out the window, but in that noise, in that moment on Saturday night, I guess it's a silly question. Whatever it takes to create more history and to take home all 10 of these belts on Saturday.
Absolutely, whatever it takes, and I have a chance to make history on Saturday evening, and nobody's going to take that away from me.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Chantelle. I'm inspired. I hope you are as well. In a pretty difficult business sometimes, this is a cleansing experience where we see what real sport is all about. Chasing greatness, chasing legacy, inspiring the next generation. And Katie, of course, and Chantelle and all these fighters deserve so much praise for changing the game, for making sure that young fighters see their heroes, create chances, create opportunities, and realise their own dreams. So on Saturday night at the sold-out 3 Arena, live on DAZN, not pay-per-view, I was going to say, wow, Alfie. I mean, it should be, to be honest with you. I can't believe they're not charging you for that, but congratulations, subscription. You will see a night you will not forget. A fantastic undercard that we saw earlier on. Paddy Donovan against Sam O'Mason, Maisie Rose Courtney against Kate Radomska, Jay McFarlane against Thomas Carty, Kevin Ajarko against Grant Dennis, Cecilia Brackhouse against Terry Harper, JJ Metcalf as well against Dennis Hogan in a war, Gary Cully, who I see as the future star, future world champion, against Jose Felix, and of course an epic battle between two undisputed, unbeaten fighters in Katie Taylor and Chantelle Cameron. I promise you, wherever you are in the world, tune in, and if you're one of the lucky ones, lucky enough to be in the 3 Arena on Saturday night, congratulations, because you are about to witness one of the greatest atmospheres you have ever seen in the history of boxing. You will leave there with a smile on your face, enjoy the night, enjoy these tremendous fighters, and good luck to all fighters on Saturday night. Thank you.